product in the first place.
Okay, onto the unboxing. This is the Sonos Sub, and let me just open it up and show you how it looks. So that's how it's going to come. Obviously a setup guide. Most of us probably know that already. There's going to be a plug. I'd say there's some little feet for underneath it if you've got any furniture. They're obviously an optional. And that will all come out, leaving of course the standard dust cover over the product. Okay, first thing, license agreement. Obviously once you open this you agree to the license. I'm not going backwards. Okay, of course you all know what the Sonos looks like anyhow, the Sub. But for those that don't, it's very, very glossy black. On the other side, identical. It's got some weight behind it as well. I don't know how many kilos it weighs, but it's certainly a heavy unit. Okay, that's the underside of the Sub, and there are two ports. The first one obviously being the power, and the second one being the Ethernet. You don't need the Ethernet, of course, if you've already got the system, the play bar, etc. already plugged in. Well, that answers how heavy it is. It's 16 kilos or 35 pounds. Now, since most of the work has been done in the first stage when I added the play bar and the play ones, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put that in the link in the description. Now we're going to add, as part of the menu in the app, the Sub. Okay, the first thing you'll notice when you plug it in is that you will get a green light. This is my configuration of play bar with the subwoofer just alongside the TV, and of course I've got my router just behind the TV. And if all goes to plan, all I need to do is just simply add the subwoofer. Okay, Sub added. What I did, and what everyone's going to have to do, is you go to the app and it asks you to add a sub or a player, and you drop down the menu until you find the Sub. Then when you find the Sub, it's really interesting, they've actually got a test system in there. So the green light came on as you saw earlier, but they have a test system in there, and it plays A and B, and it asks you which one is louder, and there's also the option for no difference, which I chose. There was no difference between A and B. You could definitely feel the reverberations around the room. Like I'm talking about in a small room like this, the air literally moved, you could feel it. And then it also asks you about the loudness. So the next stage after you hit next is the loudness of the Sub. And I left it at 0. You can go -1, -2, -3, I think up to -5, I didn't even check. But I left it at 0. And then everything seems to be configured. Let's have a listen. Okay. Definitely the Sub has added value. There's no question about it. If I'm 100% honest, the biggest problem I have now is are the neighbours going to complain? Okay, from the TV, this is what you can expect. You're going to have your play bar, which is going to have your normal sound. You're going to hear a lot of rumbling coming from your Sub. The beauty of the Sub, I might add, is that you can feel the vibrations inside. If I put my finger inside, you can feel the reverberations as the two speakers face each other. Nothing on the top. It's very, very silent. No rumblings at all. Definitely can feel inside. And of course I got my ambient sounds coming from the rear. Okay, so that's me fully invested now in the Sonos system. Hopefully you'll get to experience this as well. It is quite extraordinary, and I can see why it's incredibly popular. I mean, it really does create this ultimate sound system for what I needed it for, which was obviously a television, and also for music, for my Apple Music, or whatever you've got in terms of Pandora, etc. I also want to talk to you quickly about how I got it a little bit cheaper. Now, the subwoofer in Australia retails for $999, and what I did is I found out that David Jones in Australia, which is a retailer here, they often do it for about a 10% discount. So I managed to get them to agree to a 10% discount just by simply asking. And I'll be honest with you, pretty much any retailer in Australia, like JB Hi-Fi in Australia or Myers in Australia, they will give you a 10% off. So you're going to get it for around $8.99 as well. I got another 10% off. And the way I did that was I bought it through David Jones. I'm a member of the Entertainment Book, which I think is entertainmentbook.com. And I know that they're a worldwide organisation, so I'm assuming the same process will happen in other countries as well. And they offer a 10% discount on the gift vouchers. So, for example, if you were to buy a $1,000 gift voucher, you'd only pay $900 for it anyhow. So in my case, it was $900. I bought a $90 gift voucher, only paid $810 for the sub. It's still expensive, but let's face it, we wanted something that was going to be fantastic, and a one-off purchase. It's not something you don't want to buy the cheap version of it. You want to buy the best quality you can, and I think that the Sonos sound system, for me at least, has proven in terms of its sound quality and the backup customer service and the quality of the finishing and the way in which it was packaged and the ease in which it was integrated into the system. It speaks volumes, minus the pun. I hope you enjoy as much as I intend to enjoy the new Sonos Subwoofer, and thanks for coming and listening to my rants. See you guys.